Ontario has embarked on a bold and ambitious journey, one that could reshape its energy future for generations to come. The province is currently building the world's first commercial-scale small modular reactor, or SMR, at its well-known Darlington nuclear site. This is a significant moment. It marks the first time in over 30 years that new nuclear construction has started in Ontario. For many, this project represents a step forward into a cleaner energy landscape. The government officially gave the final approval for construction to begin on the first of 4 planned reactors back in May of this year, signaling a firm commitment to this new technology. So what exactly are these small modular reactors? Unlike the massive nuclear power plants of the past, SMRs are designed to be much smaller and more compact. Think of them as the next generation of nuclear power, built with a different philosophy. Instead of constructing every component on site over many years, a large portion of an SMR can be manufactured in a factory and then shipped to its location for assembly. This modular approach is intended to make construction faster, more predictable, and ultimately less expensive than traditional nuclear projects. The specific model being built at Darlington is the GE Hitachi BWRX-300, a reactor capable of producing 300 megawatts of electricity. The decision to build these new reactors at the Darlington site, located just east of Toronto, was not made lightly. Ontario already has one of the world's largest and most established nuclear fleets, which currently provides more than half of the province's daily electricity needs. The Darlington site itself has existing infrastructure, a skilled workforce, and decades of operational experience, making it a logical place to pioneer this new technology. With site preparation work having started back in 2022 and major components already ordered, the groundwork has been laid for a rapid construction timeline. The province is betting that this experience will help it succeed where others have not. This project addresses a pressing need. Ontario's demand for electricity is growing at a rapid pace. As more people switch to electric vehicles and industries move away from fossil fuels, the province needs a reliable and carbon-free source of power that can operate around the clock. Existing nuclear reactors are getting older and will eventually need to be retired. The government sees SMRs as the key to filling this gap, providing the steady baseload power that is essential for a stable and modern electricity grid. The first of these new reactors is scheduled to be completed by 2028, a tight deadline for such a groundbreaking project. The primary promise of small modular reactors is clean and reliable energy. In a world grappling with climate change, nuclear power offers a powerful advantage. It produces virtually no greenhouse gas emissions. Unlike fossil fuels such as coal and natural gas, nuclear reactors do not burn anything to generate heat. This means they can produce massive amounts of electricity without contributing to air pollution or global warming. For a province like Ontario, which has already phased out coal, SMRs represent a way to maintain and even expand its clean energy supply. They provide a constant stream of power, unaffected by whether the sun is shining or the wind is blowing. Beyond the environmental benefits, the SMR project is also a major economic undertaking. The construction and operation of these 4 new reactors at Darlington are expected to create and sustain thousands of high-skilled jobs. The initial construction phase alone is projected to support over 1,500 jobs directly. Over the project's entire 65-year lifespan, it is estimated to boost Canada's national economy by more than $38 billion. Key Canadian companies like Econ and AtkinsRéalis are major partners in the construction, ensuring that the economic benefits are felt here at home. This isn't just about building a power plant, it's about building an entire domestic supply chain. Another exciting prospect is the potential for Canada to become a global leader in SMR technology. The Darlington project is not just a one-off, it is a blueprint. If Ontario can successfully build these reactors on time and on budget, it could prove to the world that SMRs are a viable energy solution. This would open the door for Canadian companies to export this technology to other countries that are also looking to decarbonize their economies. The global market for SMRs is potentially worth trillions of dollars, and by being one of the first to commercialize the technology, Canada could secure a significant share of that market, creating even more jobs and economic growth for decades. Finally, compared to other energy sources, SMRs offer a unique combination of reliability and a small physical footprint. While solar and wind power are crucial parts of the clean energy mix, they are intermittent, meaning they only produce power under specific conditions. Hydropower is reliable, but there are limited locations where new large-scale dams can be built. SMRs, on the other hand, can provide a steady supply of baseload power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They also require significantly less land than a solar or wind farm of equivalent capacity, making them an efficient option for land use in a populated province like Ontario. Despite the many promises, Ontario's nuclear venture is not without significant risks, and cost is at the top of the list. The price tag for this ambitious project is enormous. The first 300-megawatt reactor alone is projected to cost around $4 billion, with the full 4-unit project valued at nearly $21 billion. Historically, large-scale nuclear projects around the world have been notorious for running over budget and behind schedule. Critics worry that taxpayers and electricity ratepayers will be left to cover any cost overruns, which could make electricity more expensive for everyone. The financial success of this project depends heavily on it being a first-of-a-kind success, a very high bar to clear. Another major challenge that has long been associated with nuclear power is the issue of radioactive waste. While SMRs are more efficient, they still produce spent nuclear fuel that remains dangerously radioactive for thousands of years. Currently, Canada does not have a permanent long-term disposal solution for this waste. The used fuel from all of Canada's reactors is stored safely on site at the power plants, but this is an interim measure. The Nuclear Waste Management Organization is working on a deep geological repository, but a final site has not yet been selected. Until a permanent solution is in place, the question of what to do with the waste will remain a persistent concern for the public. Public perception and safety concerns also present a significant hurdle. The word nuclear itself can cause fear, often linked to accidents like Chernobyl and Fukushima. Although SMRs are designed with advanced passive safety features that allow them to shut down automatically without human intervention in an emergency, winning public trust is crucial. Any accident or safety incident at an SMR facility anywhere in the world could undermine confidence in the technology globally. Local communities near the Darlington site have also expressed concerns about the potential impact on their safety, the environment, and their property values, even with the promise of economic benefits. Finally, there is the risk that the technology itself may not live up to its promise of being cheaper and faster to build. Because this is the first commercial-scale SMR of its kind, there is no guarantee that the modular, factory-built approach will deliver the expected cost and time savings. Unexpected construction challenges or regulatory delays could slow the project down, eroding its key advantages over traditional nuclear plants. The Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission granted a 10-year construction license in April 2025, but the project must still meet rigorous standards every step of the way. The success or failure of this first project will set the tone for the future of SMRs across the country. The Darlington SMR project is not happening in a vacuum. It is part of a fierce global competition. Countries around the world, including the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and Russia, are all racing to develop and commercialize their own SMR technologies. This is more than just a race for clean energy. It is a race for economic dominance in what could be the next great energy revolution. The nation that first proves its SMR design is safe, reliable, and affordable will be in a prime position to set international standards and capture a massive share of the export market. For Canada, being a front-runner is both an opportunity and immense pressure. The stakes for Ontario and for Canada as a whole are incredibly high. Success at Darlington would be transformative. It would solidify Canada's position as a Tier 1 nuclear nation and a leader in clean technology innovation. It would create a robust domestic supply chain, generate high-paying jobs, and open up lucrative export opportunities that could fuel the national economy for decades. A successful project would also provide Ontario with a reliable source of carbon-free electricity, helping it meet its climate targets while powering a growing economy. This would be a powerful demonstration of Canadian ingenuity on the world stage. Conversely, failure would be a significant setback. If the project is plagued by major cost overruns, lengthy delays, or technical problems, it could tarnish Canada's reputation in the nuclear industry. It might also cause governments and investors to become hesitant about funding future SMR projects, potentially ceding the market to international competitors. A public failure could also damage public confidence in nuclear technology. making it much harder to build any new reactors in the future. This would leave Ontario searching for other, potentially more expensive or less reliable, ways to meet its long-term energy needs in a low-carbon world. As of today, Ontario's nuclear gamble is well underway. The project represents a convergence of hope and apprehension. On one hand, it holds the promise of a future powered by clean, reliable, and domestically produced energy, securing thousands of jobs and placing Canada at the forefront of a new industrial age. On the other hand, it carries the substantial risks of high costs, the unresolved issue of nuclear waste, and the challenge of maintaining public trust. The coming years will be critical. The world is watching Darlington, and the outcome of this project will undoubtedly shape the future of energy in Ontario and far beyond.